The night had fallen heavy over Jerusalem, and a tense silence gripped the air as Jesus led his disciples into the Garden of Gethsemane. Beneath the ancient olive trees, he withdrew a short distance from them, his soul overwhelmed with sorrow. He prayed earnestly, knowing what lay ahead, his voice trembling yet resolute. "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." Returning to his disciples, he found them asleep, unable to keep watch even in his hour of deepest anguish. Still, he urged them to rise and pray, for the moment had come. In the distance, the flicker of torches pierced the darkness. The sound of marching feet grew louder. The betrayer was near. Judas Iscariot approached, leading a crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent by the chief priests and elders. He had already given them a signal. "The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him." With chilling calmness, Judas stepped forward and said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed Jesus. Jesus looked at him, not with anger, but with a piercing sadness, and replied, "Friend, do what you came for." Suddenly, the soldiers surged forward and seized him. Chaos erupted. The disciples, startled and afraid, didn't know what to do. In a moment of impulsive courage, Peter drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. But Jesus immediately intervened.
Put your
sword back in its place, he commanded. For all who take the sword will perish by the sword. Then, in an act of divine compassion, even in the face of betrayal, he reached out and healed the man's ear, restoring what had been violently taken. Turning to the crowd, Jesus spoke with authority. "Am I leading a rebellion that you have come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I sat in the temple courts teaching, and you did not arrest me." But this was their moment, the hour when darkness seemed to prevail. And in fear, every one of his disciples deserted him and fled. Jesus was then bound and led away to the house of the high priest. There, false witnesses were brought forward, twisting his words, seeking any reason to condemn him. The tension escalated as accusations flew, yet Jesus remained mostly silent. Finally, the high priest stood and demanded, "Tell us if you are the Messiah, the Son of God." Jesus answered, "You have said so, and you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming on the clouds of heaven." At this, the high priest tore his clothes in outrage, declaring it blasphemy. The verdict was sealed. They judged him worthy of death. Meanwhile, outside in the courtyard, Peter lingered in the shadows, watching from a distance, but fear overtook him. When questioned 3 separate times about being one of Jesus' followers, he denied it each time. "I don't know the man," he insisted. At that very moment, a rooster crowed. The sound cut through the night and through Peter's heart. He remembered Jesus' words, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." Overcome with grief and shame, Peter went outside and wept bitterly. And as dawn approached, Jesus stood alone, betrayed, denied, and abandoned, yet unwavering in his purpose. The path to the cross had begun, not with resistance, but with surrender, not with hatred, but with love.